Hello children, how are you doing? I'm sure you're enjoying all stories and poems also. Children, have you thought about how cloth is made? Are all clothes made using similar plants? Or is the procedure also different? बच्चों, आपने अलग अलग तरह के कपड़े देखे होंगे, कॉटन का, सिल्क का और अलग अलग प्रकार के कपड़े. लेकिन क्या सारे कपड़े एक ही तरह के प्लांट से बनते हैं और कैसे बनते हैं? सोचिए इस बारे में. So we are going to read a story on the similar lines called The Queen of the Blue Grotto. Let's start. The Queen of the Blue Grotto. Once upon a time, there lived a poor peasant with his wife and children in a valley at the foot of a snow-capped mountain. His name was Hans. He had only a few sheep and a small piece of land as his possession. तो एक आम peasant था, जिसे हम villager भी कह सकते हैं, जो बहुत ज़्यादा अमीर नहीं था. उसका नाम था हैंस और वो अपनी फैमिली के साथ रहता था और उसके पास एक छोटा सा ज़मीन का टुकड़ा ही था. Hans often drove his sheep to pasture up the mountainside. He was a skillful marksman. He always carried his crossbow with him to protect the sheep. Once in a while, Hans would shoot a deer. The deer meat would serve as food for his family for many days. So here, children, the meaning of the word pasture is a large piece of land which has a lot of grass and which shepherds or villagers used for their cattle to graze. Pasture. तो उसकी शीप वहाँ पे घास चरने जाया करती थी और कभी कभी वो डियर का शिकार भी कर लेता था, हिरन का शिकार कर लेता था और वही मीट वो अपनी फैमिली के लिए खाने के लिए रख लेता था. One day, Hans was shearing his flock of sheep in the pasture. He was sitting under a tree watching his sheep while they grazed on the mountainside. Children, here we can find an example of collective noun, which is flock of sheep. Yes, the word flock is used to show a group of sheep. यहाँ एक और इंटरेस्टिंग वर्ड है rearing, मतलब कुछ जानवरों का पालन करना. जब हम कुछ जानवर पालते हैं और फिर पैसे कमाते हैं उनकी मदद से, उसको कहते हैं rearing. Suddenly, he saw a deer a little away from the sheep. Its spreading antlers glittered in the morning sunlight with wonderful brightness. Children, here antlers means this. These are the antlers, जिसको आप हिंदी में सींग भी बोल सकते हैं. तो उसने देखा कि एक डियर थोड़ा सा आगे आ गया है शीप से और उसके जो एंटलर्स थे वो शाइन कर रहे थे. सो द वर्ड हियर टू यूज टू शो शाइनिंग इज ग्लिटर्ड. Glittered in the morning sunlight. Let's see what happens next to the sheep. Hans stood up with his crossbow. He was taking aim and was about to shoot an arrow when suddenly the deer began to run on the rocks higher up the mountain. To take aim means nishana lagana. Hans followed quickly. He was trying to approach near enough to shoot an arrow, but the deer ran on and on. From rock to rock, higher and higher, Hans followed the deer until at last they were at the summit of the mountain. Children, here the meaning of the phrase summit of the mountain is the top of the mountain. आप इसे पहाड़ की चोटी भी बोल सकते हैं. They sped over the snow until the deer disappeared in the blue grotto. जल्द ही वो हिरन गायब हो गया. कौन सी जगह में? ब्लू ग्रोटो में. Hans followed more slowly along a dark and narrow tunnel that led to the blue grotto. Hans चलता गया धीरे धीरे और जल्द ही वहां पर एक सुरंग आ गई जो कहाँ पहुंचती थी? ब्लू ग्रोटो एक ऐसी जगह थी. Suddenly his eyes caught a glimpse of a bright light in the distance. Caught a glimpse, it means हल्की सी झलक पाना. Caught a glimpse. He walked on and soon reached a brightly lighted cave. Many wonderful crystals and precious stones hung from the walls and ceiling of the cave. वहाँ जाकर वो क्या देखता है कि बहुत ही वैल्यूबल स्टोन्स हैं, हीरे जवाहरात हैं, वो सीलिंग से लटक रहे हैं. एक केव थी, गुफा थी, उसकी छत से लटक रहे हैं और कुछ तो दीवारों से भी लटक रहे हैं. In the middle of the cave stood a tall woman dressed in pure white. A golden girdle was fastened around her waist. A crown set with many jewels and precious stones rested on her head. She was holding a bunch of beautiful blue flowers in her hand. She was surrounded by some beautiful maidens in dainty robes with graceful wreaths of alpine roses on their heads. तो हैंस ने वहाँ क्या देखा? उसे एक वुमन दिखाई दी जो बहुत ही टॉल थी, बहुत ही सुंदर तरीके से उसने कपड़े पहने थे, सजी हुई थी और उसके साथ कुछ और लड़कियां भी थी जिन्होंने लॉन्ग रोब तरह का एक चोगा उस तरह के कपड़े पहने हुए थे और उनके हाथों में फ्लावर्स थे. Hans was overcome with wonder. Hans तो एकदम हैरान रह गया, हक्का बक्का रह गया. He knelt before the beautiful woman. As in a dream, he heard her say very softly, "Choose for yourself what you will have of my treasures, gold or silver or precious stones." उस लेडी ने बहुत ही धीमी आवाज में सॉफ्टली उसे कहा कि हैंस एक चीज चुन सकता है उसके ट्रेजर में से, या तो गोल्ड या सिल्वर या प्रेशियस स्टोन्स. Most gracious queen, replied Hans, I request you only to give me the flowers in your hand. लेकिन हैंस ने सब कुछ छोड़ के बोला कि मुझे तो वो फ्लावर्स चाहिए जो आपने थामे हुए हैं. The queen was much pleased with him. क्यों? क्योंकि बहुत ही हैरानी की बात थी. इतने वैल्यूबल, इतने प्रेशियस चीजें छोड़कर हैंस ने सिर्फ फूल मांगे. Giving the flowers to Hans, the queen of the blue grotto said, "You have chosen well. Take these seeds also and sow them in your fields." उन क्वीन ने कहा कि मैं बहुत खुश हूँ तुम्हारी चॉइस से. ये फूल ले जाओ, साथ में जो उसके सीड्स हैं वो भी ले जाओ और इन्हें अपने खेतों में बो दो. Suddenly a peal of thunder shook the grotto. When it stopped, Hans couldn't see the queen or her followers. He found himself standing alone on the mountain. एक थंडर के बाद सब कुछ गायब हो गया. ना वहाँ क्वीन थी, ना उसके साथ की मेडन्स. हैंस ने अपने आप को माउंटेन पे अकेला ही पाया. When Hans reached home, he told everything to his wife and showed the blue flowers and the seeds that the queen had given him. Wonderful crystals and precious stones hang from the walls and ceiling of the cave, but the queen was more beautiful than all, exclaimed Hans. But his wife was displeased. Displeased here means unhappy. उसकी wife ये सब बातें सुनकर बहुत ही नाखुश हो गई. Displeased. Why did you not choose some of the diamonds and gold? She cried in anger and she scolded Hans because he had taken only flowers and seeds. Hans said nothing. He went to his field and plowed the ground. Hans अपने खेत में गया और उसने पूरा खेत तैयार कर दिया. Then he sowed carefully the seeds that the queen had given him. Days passed by. Soon, tiny green leaves began to show above the ground. The plants grew taller and taller and then blossomed with beautiful blue flowers. The flowers were so beautiful that even the angry wife was pleased. She had never seen such beautiful flowers in her whole life. तो जब हैंस ने वो बीज बोए, धीरे धीरे उनका ख्याल रखा, उन्हें पानी दिया, वो नन्हे पौधे बड़े होने लगे और फूलों से भर गए, तो हैंस की जो पत्नी थी उसका गुस्सा भी गायब हो गया, क्योंकि वो नीले फूल बहुत ही सुंदर थे. Hans watched his fields day and night. One moonlight night, he saw the lovely queen of the blue grotto walking about among the flowers with her maidens. They seemed to be guarding the blossoms. एक रात हैंस ने क्वीन को अपनी मेडन्स के साथ उन्हीं फूलों के बीच उसके फील्ड में, उसके खेत में चलते हुए देखा. At last the flowers had withered and the seeds were ripe. Withered here means वो मुरझा गए थे. Then the queen of the blue grotto appeared at the small cottage of Hans. She said, I am Queen Halda. I have come to teach you how to spin and weave. उन्होंने बताया कि उनका नाम है क्वीन हल्डा और वो हैंस को सिखाना चाहती हैं कि कैसे कपड़ा बुनते हैं. The blue flowers that your husband chose were the wonderful flax, said the queen to Hans' wife. जो वो blue flowers थे वो wonderful flax थे. Flax क्या है? Flax एक plant का नाम है जिससे हम धागा निकाल के कपड़ा बना सकते हैं. I love these flowers very much, added she. Queen Hulda taught Hans and his wife how to spin and weave linen cloth. Many people bought the linen and the flax seeds, and soon Hans and his family became very rich. Every year, Queen Hulda and her maidens watched over the fields. Hans was very happy because he had chosen the blue flowers of the wonderful flax. So children, here we come to know, we understand that the actual treasure were those blue flowers, because through them he could learn to spin and weave linen cloth and make more money forever throughout his life. Also, in this chapter, we understood how plants are useful for us, how we can use them to make cloth. So children, I hope you enjoyed this story, understood the importance of plants. Do revise the new words learned and attempt the book exercises.